Administrator Mark Johnson, and Mark will go over the proposal that's in structure. Quite some time ago, Westshore Economic Development Society came to us and said we would like to cover the velodrome or do something to help with the sports fields. So Mark suggested that they get together with our architect that helped us with Bear Mountain and come forward to the board with a proposal. The board supported something as a concept, and now this has come to us last week, and we're fully supporting the fundraising that's going to go behind this joint venture. Mark.
Thanks, Denise. As Denise said, my name is Mark Johnson. I'm the Chief Administrative Officer for the Montezuma Rec Center. What I should say is this is a feasibility study prepared by Vic Davies, architect. So it isn't my material, it is his material. Vic's away in Edmonton, so we've got me at the second desk explaining it, so I hope I can do a credible job. What Vic was asked to do was really look at our velodrome and the surrounding areas. When we look at making a large expenditure on any of our site, we always look to say, what are the alternatives for the community? Because we have to spend money there, and we know we have to service a broad community with broad needs. So we're always looking to make sure that we make the best use of our facilities, and sometimes that requires a bit of a change. And when we looked at this proposal with Vic, Vic came forward with what you'll see here, and it's a proposal to make some changes, but we think they're changes that will improve the utilization of the Montezuma Recreation Facility and allow more and a greater range of activities to take place on this site. So saying that, let me just start. First of all, I hope you all know the site, and the site is the site right outside the door, the velodrome, and the inside the field of the velodrome, and the adjacent site, which is now the BMX track. So that's the area we're talking about that's covered by this proposal. When we looked at that with Vic, the objective we gave Vic was to look at the site and see if we could build a large stadium on the site. Now, the site, you have to start by looking at building a large stadium, even if you want to start with a smaller stadium. But we said, is it capable of doing it? So we looked at the site and to see if it has the potential of building a 10,000-seat stadium. And the answer is yes, it does, and we'll show you how. We also looked at, is it possible to build a field house, and that's a multi-purpose field house, adjacent to or very near the site, so we could accommodate a whole range of different uses in the community and also accommodate the cycling community by putting an indoor velodrome into the field house. Because there's been some controversy about you'd have to get rid of the field house and the velodrome, and that is true. But we'd like to look at the opportunity to put it inside the field house so you continue with cycling in an improved facility. So that was really what Vic was doing. Now, when we put this together, I'll show it to you in pieces. It's an entire concept, but it's easier to lay it out in pieces. So the first piece is actually this piece, which is the stadium. And the velodrome, you may have difficulty seeing this back there, but this is the velodrome. It's a dotted line in here. And the difficulty with the velodrome isn't that it isn't wide enough. It's just not long enough, the field inside the velodrome. It isn't long enough to have a real soccer field, certainly not a rugby field, and certainly not Canadian football.